Now, I'm probably not speaking out of turn here when I say that most of us haven't really heard her and she just came out of nowhere. She got the #1 spot in the Billboard Hot 100 charts with her song Driver's License, which you've also probably heard either on Instagram or on TikTok. Then her Sour album dropped, which was also debuted at the #1 spot in the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Am I living under a rock or something? I mean, why have I just heard of her? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be our topic for today's reaction video. Is she worth the hype and the attention? Is she just plain overrated? Or do her songs just simply doesn't fit with my music tastes? Hello everyone, and today we're going to react to Olivia Rodrigo's Sour album. I mean, with the name of the album being called Sour, probably refers to her relationship or to her previous relationship that it went sour. So this could be just one big breakup album. No one's ever done that before, but I don't know. Maybe she could bring something new and refreshing to the table. And before we begin, please do not forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell down below so that you guys will be able to stay updated for my future videos. And if you guys would like me to react to anything else, such as songs, music videos, albums, stuff like that, just feel free to comment it down below as well, and I'll try to do it for you. So yeah, without any further ado, let's just go listen to it. So first track we have Brutal. That's nice, little composition book. The instrumentals in this track, as well as the lyrics that is being said here, reminds me of punk rock, or like there's like certain elements of punk rock in this song. Reminds me of that angst and like the kind of music that I've enjoyed and appreciated back then when I was younger.
I hate the way I'm perceived. I only have 2 real friends, and lately I'm a nervous wreck.
I mean, 2 real friends is not that bad. I mean, look at Harry Potter, look at Mean Girls, look at...
I hate every song I write, and I'm not cool and I'm not smart.
Oh nice, it's a Butterfly. This song is just straight up angsty. I feel like it's for people who just started going to high school or something like that. It's dramatic. I'm pretty sure that people have went through this phase, so I don't really judge the content of this song that much. Again, as for the lyrics, it's not something that hasn't been said already. I mean, the subject matter has been discussed time and time again through various songs from various artists. But yeah, this is probably Olivia Rodrigo's take on it. I'm not saying that it's bad, I'm just saying that it's already been done before countless of times. But yeah, if you're having a tough time in school or in life generally, this song could be for you at the moment. Really like the instrumental in this one. Has some more rock, punk rockish vibes to it. It's pretty cool. So next up we have Traitor. Let's go listen to it. I didn't know that composition books are a real thing, to be honest. I thought you could just grab a notebook or something and just start writing.
You talk to her, maybe did even worse. I kept...
This is kind of nice if you went straight from the first track, because in the end of the first song, which is called Brutal, she kind of like dies down the pacing or like the intensity or like the energy of the song. Then in this one, it kind of continues from where you've left off on that first track, which is really cool when it comes to like the continuity of it. This is the type of thing that builds friendships when you're in high school. If you're going to dissect the lyrics here, she admits in here that the guy didn't really cheat, but she still thinks that the guy's a traitor. So, like, I don't know if this is like a guy perspective or just mine and mine alone, but in my opinion, the guy didn't do anything wrong.
On the other end, who's saying these things directly to you, and they're a whole other level of harassment, really.
I'm just here to defend the guy, alright? I mean, like, if I were to make a situation or a story out of this, it feels like Olivia is insecure of this friend that the dude has, but then she's kind of like, oh, you're gonna cheat on me, you're gonna switch it up on me, you're gonna go to this other girl. The dude's probably loyal. I mean, the guy did wait for like 2 weeks, so like, I don't know. It's probably a self-fulfilling prophecy for our girl Olivia here, because she was just like,
oh, you're gonna cheat on me, you don't really love me.
And then like, she just keeps radiating this insecurity on herself. Then the guy probably seemed it as like overbearing at some point. I mean, if you said it for like weeks, months, then you keep repeating that narrative over and over again, the guy's probably gonna deem it as overbearing and like annoying, probably toxic as well. I mean, props to the guy in this situation. I mean, he didn't cheat. He broke up with her first before going to this new girl. So in my opinion, that's kind of like a healthy approach still, even though it hurts for Olivia's side, but...
Let me down, show her off like she's a new trophy.
Oh, that is petty.
Fall in love with somebody that quickly.
That is also true. I mean, the dude and the other girls probably had this connection and like this friendship already, and that's where they kind of like build up that relationship, so things might have went easy. But I don't know, I mean, in this lyrics, it feels like she's been like nudging him in that direction to go to that new relationship with the way that she's been insecure with herself in the relationship. So that's not really a good thing.
Brought her up and you told me I was paranoid.
So I don't know, man. It feels like you're really just self-fulfilling your own prophecy here. It's not a good thing.
But that didn't matter. It took you 2 weeks.
I mean, when it comes to breakups, I don't really feel like it's only just one party that's at fault. I mean, I feel like there's always something or like some blame to be shared by you when it comes to like the breakup, or like whenever you got into a fight with your other person in the relationship. But yeah, I really appreciate Olivia's nuance here when it comes to presenting her side of the story in this breakup, in my opinion. But if the dude's real, he's probably getting trashed on Twitter right now, especially along with his girlfriend. Now the third track is called Driver's License. I've only heard bits and pieces of this on Instagram as well as on TikTok. We're gonna listen to the whole thing now, see what we'd say about it.
We always talked about, 'cause you were so excited for me through the suburbs, crying 'cause you weren't around.
You probably should have texted or called in advance, but I don't know.
She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about.
Oh yeah, see, she really admits it. Like she's really insecure. She should have been more secure with the fact that the dude loves her. The dude is in a relationship with her, not in that blonde girl, but I don't know.
Be so okay now that I'm gone. 'Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Sad people wants to listen to sad music so that they can get sadder. It's just perfect. But yeah, I can really see why people like this song. It really encapsulates that hurt feeling that you have after a breakup, especially when you've been like suspecting that they could be better together in a relationship instead of being you guys are. Then you also feel disappointed and sad that what you've been saying turns out to be right, like your expectations went to be right, or like your suspicion went to be right. At least you can drive now. That's cool. I mean, out of all the things that you could be insecure about, it's gonna be her age. Like, really? Or maybe the age represents like the level of maturity that the other person has, because we have kind of like this connotation in our heads that the older that you get, the more wiser and the more mature that you get emotionally and all of that stuff. I mean, low-key, I'm kind of wishing to get back on the pacing on the first track. I really like it when it's more livelier, in my opinion. Could definitely see why this song's as successful as it is, but I don't know, it's just not for me. Now, next up, we have One Step Forward, Three Steps Back. This song's probably gonna be a breakup song, in my opinion, where like she's trying to move away from that past relationship, but then she remembers all of the memories and like the feelings that she had in the relationship, so she's pretty much stuck there. But yeah, let's go listen to it.
Normally, somehow I still struck a nerve much. Like, am I pretty? Am I fun, boy? Masochistic way. I couldn't find it all exciting.
So is this like another relationship now? Because I don't know, she keeps using present tense verbs in here, so maybe it's already like another guy, or reminiscing the relationship on like the relationship in the past. If the guy has anger issues and she seems to like it, that's kind of dysfunctional.
It's 1 step forward and 3 steps back. No, it's back and forth. Did I say something wrong?
In this track, I like the pacing this time. I mean, even though it's kind of slow, I really like the pacing of it. It's like, it's conversational in a way. It's kind of like she's just talking in a theater or like a Broadway or something like that. I keep picking up that vibe when it comes to this song. I really like it on that aspect. She's just doing this dialogue, then notes and like chords just happen to fit along perfectly with it, so she just rolls with it. But yeah, I really like the pacing of this one. It's simple, but it's elegant all at the same time. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, people won't really change unless they themselves want to change themselves. You can't really change them. You can only like help them get in that right direction when it comes to like self-development. I mean, yeah, I mean, if the guy doesn't change, the best course of action that Olivia can take on this one is to just walk away. Maybe I was also wrong on the past tracks that I've analyzed. Maybe the guy is a jerk, so the breakup could have been the best thing that's ever happened to Olivia. Maybe she just hasn't realized that yet. So next up, we have Deja Vu, another popular track in her discography. Let's go listen to it.
Tell me, is that deja vu?
Being annoying, singing in harmony.
did her own harmonization on the whole singing and harmony bit. It's a pretty nice touch.
To all our friends saying you're so unique.
The guitar solo section-ish on that particular part of the song is really cool. It's pretty simple, but it's also effective in my opinion. It's just a distorted electric guitar that's just sliding up on a fret or something. I don't know, it's really cool.
To sound the same, another actress.
Yeah, I've also heard that she's also been pursuing this acting career along with this career of hers in music. So maybe this is also inspired by real life events on her as well. I don't really follow her personal life that much.
Do you get deja vu when she's with you? A different girl now, but there's nothing new. I know you get deja vu.
Again, subject matter is something that has already been explored before countless of times already. Reminds me of the song That Should Be Me by Justin Bieber ages ago. But yeah, I also like the vocal inflections on like every line at the end on the chorus part. That's pretty cool.
I can't really sing that high.
Especially when like she hits those high notes at the end on like every line of the chorus section. That's pretty dope. Now this next track is called Good For You. I also made a guitar tutorial of this song on my channel as well. You can look it up if you want.
For you should really help. Now you could be a better man for your brand new girl.
I don't know, I mean, it also sucks that you also have to go through this relationship for that other person to get better, instead of him just getting better while you were in the relationship. It's just funny sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Man, she's really getting petty and condescending with the whole good for you bit when like the other person's like going through therapy and like trying to make himself better for the other relationship. If there's like someone that's keeping score when it comes to like moving on in the relationship, Olivia's not in the lead. And in this song, Olivia's just really radiating some crazy obsessive girlfriend vibes in here. The guy dodged the bullet.
Maybe I'm too emotional. Maybe you never cared at all. There without me, baby, like a damn sociopath.
Oh no, she just says sociopath.
I did not see this coming.
Oh my, ooh, hey. I can't really figure it out before, but this official music video really reminds me of Jennifer's Body for some reason. Or like one of those weird videos that just creeps up on you. I wonder if the reference is intentional. We're already halfway into the album already, and so far I really like this track. It's nothing too fancy, but it gets the work done, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to like one-upping each other after the breakup, it's not really a good thing to do in my opinion. It's not, nothing's gonna get done that way. Just move on with your life and like let bygones be bygones, and like let that be the end of it. I mean, you're not even in the relationship anymore, so like what's the point? I mean, I get that everyone really has their own pace when it comes to like moving on from the relationship. Just take your time, but make sure you move on. So next up we have Enough For You. Just go listen to it.
I read all of your self-help books so you'd think that I was smart.
You don't read self-help books to look smart. You read self-help books to help yourself. You're doing it all wrong.
Think that I was smart, stupid, emotional, obsessive, little me.
See that? I mean, even she also admits it, so like, don't hate me.
'Cause someday I'll be everything to somebody else.
Yeah, there you go. That's the right mindset. Keep that up.
You say I'm never satisfied, but that's not me, it's you.
But yeah, I really feel like this is just one big compatibility problem in my opinion. Maybe the guy really is meant for someone else, and maybe she's also meant with a more compatible person that's more suited for her, in my opinion. And for me, there's like a big difference when it comes to like improving yourself as a person, as well as contorting yourself or like your image when it comes to like meeting this other person's tastes or like standards in the relationship. For me, that's like a big red flag right there, because like if you want to change your entire being or like the things that make you who you are just for the sake of like this other person, I mean, at that point it's like he doesn't really love you. It's like he loves the image that you're trying to present to that other person in the relationship. You know what I mean? Because at that point it's like the other person loves this another version or like another image of you entirely from the one that's like essentially you, for like who you are. If like the other person doesn't love you for like who you really are, like faults and all, assuming that you're like really trying to improve yourself as a person along the way in the relationship, it's not really love anymore. It's like I don't know. It's like it's just false. And yeah, I mean, message-wise, I really like the content of this song and like what it's trying to present to like its listeners and all of that stuff. I could really see a lot of people, or like young people in particular, really just relate to these songs and just cry their hearts out with their best friends or stuff like that. I was able to see a more self-aware Olivia Rodrigo in this track, which I really appreciate. It kind of shows growth as well as a person when it comes to her. Now, looking at this from a perspective of an artist or a musician, I don't know if the image that she's trying to maintain all throughout the tracks in this album so far are really just her, or it's just a fake persona just for the sake of this album. But yeah, I really like this one. So next up, it's called Happier. But yeah, let's go listen to it.
With me, I'm selfish, I know. Can't let you go.
Now you see that's self-awareness right there. I mean, you just gotta give her props for that at least. I mean, even though she's a bit dysfunctional right now, but she's doing her best, making songs about it, even though she's not technically moving on from the relationship, but still.
I hope you're happy, but don't be happier.
I could really imagine someone who's just straight up relating to this song. Probably someone who's just broken up in the relationship for the first time. And yeah, I mean, you can't really move on if you constantly remind yourself of your ex. Like, that's not the way to go about it. Delete his number, block his phone, block his social media accounts. Just make yourself more open up to like the idea of moving on by creating this environment where like he doesn't exist, or like he's like at the back of your head or something. Now next up, we have Jealousy.
It's killing me slowly. I'm so sick of myself. Rather be. All I see is what I should be. Happier, prettier, jealousy.
I think this is the first song where she doesn't discuss about her and like her breakup and her ex-boyfriend. It's pretty refreshing. I mean, everyone gets in that same trap, not even young people, but also old people as well. Especially when you go and look through Facebook or like Instagram and stuff like that, where you just kind of see people post their pictures of like them having the good life, or like their highlights on their lives pretty much. But everyone also gets bad days sometimes more than other people, but still gets bad days nonetheless. And a trick that I picked up along the way is that you aren't really in competition with anybody else. It's just you and like your past self. If you get to be better than the you that you were before, that'd be dope. That's like a good progress right there. So yeah, just keep dragging one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, when you look back, you're already in a better place than you once were.
Know that I loved you so bad. I let you treat me like that. Just so I could call you mine. Your favorite cry.
So yeah, so this song right here reminds me of Roy and Pam's relationship back when they were together on The Office. And yeah, they're kind of like being dysfunctional, but the moment that they've kind of like broken up with each other, they started to get better and like develop themselves as a person. So yeah, so with that said, maybe Olivia's breakup in this relationship could be a blessing in disguise with like a little bit of open mind and a little bit of perspective as well. Because I don't know, maybe the relationship is also becoming dysfunctional and toxic. So maybe there's nothing really else much to do but to just break up and be on to separate paths pretty much. And as for the saying that love is blind, I don't really believe that. I mean, for the most part, love should be all-seeing and accepting despite the fact. So yeah. So for the last track, we have Hope You're Okay. Let's go listen to it.
Middle school friend grew up alone. She raised her brothers on her own. With the courage to unlearn all of their hatred. I hope that you're okay.
Yeah, I mean, this song reminds me of friends that I've kind of outgrew or like didn't really took the effort to like make contact with them after like we've went on our separate ways, to like our separate paths. Although the message that the song is trying to convey here is pretty heartfelt and I really appreciate what she's trying to say here, I also kind of hope that we're gonna get some closure when it comes to the breakup. I really still like this though, there's like no debate about that. I mean, the lyrics are also pretty straightforward in my opinion. The themes in this song is also pretty straightforward as well. But I also wish that she could like at least include one more song just to like bring closure to like her moving on from her past relationship. And yeah, so that was Olivia Rodrigo's Sour album. Even though she took a long time to like have this level of success that she has in her music career at the moment, because I've heard that somewhere she started her music career in like 2011 or like 2013 or something like that. But still, better late than never. I mean, for the most part, her vocal range as well as her singing capability really reminds me of Billie Eilish as well as Hayley Williams for some reason. And as far as the lyrics as well as the songwriting is concerned here, I really feel like she resembles Taylor Swift in that aspect, as well as the instrumentals. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the beats or like the instrumentals for each track aren't really changing that much. I mean, it does sometimes, but for the most part it's not really that dynamic. It's pretty static in my opinion, which gives much more emphasis or like much more spotlight on like what the lyrics are trying to say, which is pretty cool. I mean, for the most part I could really see the storytelling abilities that Olivia Rodrigo has on her song Hope You're Okay. And yeah, I mean, generally the entire album consists of like breakups, insecurities, obsessiveness and all of that stuff in a relationship. It reminds me of an earlier time, kind of like junior high school or like middle school or like the beginning of high school or something like that. It's just straight up drama and like toxicities and like having relationships and all of that stuff. I mean, there's like 2-3 songs here that kind of like goes off topic as far as the main theme is concerned, especially Jealousy as well as Hope You're Okay. I think that's also pretty cool, as well as Brutal. And yeah, I mean, I feel like her main demographic or like her main audience when it comes to her music is basically young women or like young teenagers. I mean, there could be like boys in there, but I could really feel like it's mainly for like girls in my opinion. And yeah, with like this album like being a debut album and all of that stuff, the way that's able to like hit certain expectations and like surpass them when it comes to like topping the charts is like, it's just unbelievable. Just like lots of potential in here. She's still growing even though she's been in this industry for like 8, 9, 7 years already. And yeah, I mean, for the most part I could really feel like she has a lot to go through still. She could still grow as a person, both as a musician and as a person as well. More things to go through, more things to experience and write songs about. And yeah, I mean, for the most part I could really see her like be the next Taylor Swift or like the next Billie Eilish, Hayley Williams, or like someone who could be like the next huge pillar or like the next big thing as far as like female solo artists are concerned. And yeah, Olivia Rodrigo, Sour. So yeah, that was the end of the reaction video. Thank you guys for reaching this far into the video. Please leave a like if you've enjoyed it so that I'll know. And please once again do not forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell down below so that you guys will be able to stay updated from my future videos. So if you guys would like me to react to anything else, just comment it down below as well, and I'll try to do it for you. And if you guys would like to watch my other reaction videos, you could just click these ones right here. It's all good, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.